Hi, this is my sixth game in the Norwegian Chess Championship 2010 Class 4, and my opponent is Thormod Thingstad from the chess club Hønefoss. His rating is 1061, and I played him in last year's championship in Class 5, and at that time he had a rating of 966, so he has improved. And since then he has played in 8 tournaments. Last time we met, I got a wonderful combination on him and won the game. And I remember a few days later he still wasn't too happy about his defeat, since my combination just happened to come about in one of his attacks. And rumor has it that he didn't really want to play me in this tournament, so I guess the psychological advantage was in my corner. We are playing an opening A29, which is called the English 4-knight kingside fianchetto. I googled it. But to keep it simple for myself, he's playing the English opening and I'm defending with the Philidor defense. My plan here is to exchange bishops on h3 or g2, and by doing so I'll make his light squares by his castle position a little bit weaker. And right now I need to move my bishop away, or he'll most likely exchange it for his knight. At the time this looked very much like the beginning of a draw, and I didn't want that. So what I did was I moved my pawn here up to d5 just to break open the center, get one or two files open and see what happens. And of course I'm hoping that he'll take it, and I'll take his pawn, and if he starts mounting an attack on the c file, then f5 comes and pins his knight here against his king. But he didn't do that. He moved his knight back to c3 and puts much more pressure on my d5 pawn, and right now I'm a little at a loss as to whether to take his c4 pawn or just move ahead here. But I have to admit I really don't like my pawns too far away without protection by other pawns. I decide to take his pawn, and I'm getting what I wanted, file which is open. But at the moment he doesn't want to trade anything, and he moves his queen away. What I'm not seeing is that he has a beautiful move here, knight to d5. I can't take it. I have no pawns that can attack it, and I have to maneuver all the way around his knight here. And the first thing I have to do in this position is to protect this pawn here, because he has a bishop bearing down on it, and with 2 pawns here against my 1 pawn, it's not going to be that difficult to get my knight dislodged from its position here. And right now I'm panicking a little bit because he has this move here with this knight, and if I move my queen here to one of these squares, he has this knight coming down here again, and he has this pawn here which can actually fork my queen and rook. So I decide to move my queen back to c8, and for some reason he exchanges here, and I get to exchange with my knight. And right now this pawn is protected by the f6 pawn, and this pawn here is protecting the d5 square from his knight. So I'm kind of getting what I wanted. And right now I'm hoping for an exchange, because with an exchange I have my pawns on light squares, and he has his pawns here on dark squares, and my bishop is on a dark square, and the kings are far away. But he comes with a surprise move. Queen to d7. I can't take his queen, because if I do, then he'll get a free pawn here, because I will have to move my bishop. So I decide to protect my pawn, pinning my knight against my king here, and at the same time threatening my queen with his rook. And with 2 pieces against my bishop here, I need to move my king. I'm not sure if he saw the consequences of his move here, but by taking my pawn here and letting me take it with the knight, he has to move his rook back again. I want to trade off some more pieces here, and I'm hoping to get my queen here to d2 for a check, hoping he has forgotten that he has a bishop here. But before I get that far, he puts his knight on e4, guarding the d2 square. And now I'm doing some maneuvering, trying to force him to exchange his knight with my knight on the g5 square. But even though my plan might work, he has already put his bishop here on d4, blocking my way towards the d2 square. And even if I did get there now, his bishop's not going to be there. Now I have a decision to make if I want to just have an endgame with the same color bishops. The good thing about this is that, as mentioned before, my pawns here are on light squares, and his pawns are on the same color as my bishop. The downside is the following. I check him, force an exchange of queens, and he now has 3 pawns against my 2 pawns, and the kings are not really that close. Moving my pawn just to try to keep his king out of the action. And I believe I will get my king towards the queen side before he really can do some damage. And I'm not sure, but I believe that this move here actually ruined his threat a bit. And what I'm not seeing is that by taking this pawn here, I'm at the same time giving him the g5 pawn. And right now I'm just hoping that he will take this pawn with his king and not his h pawn. And of course, if he does take with this king, then I get his pawn, and at the same time I protect this pawn, because in the ensuing battle here I'm going to be the one that promotes to queen. But he takes with his pawn. I can't reach this a pawn, which I desperately want, because even if I try it, he'll just check me. I'll have to move back, and he gets my g pawn. So I decide to move my king back. And even now I'm wanting an unbalanced game, and I believe if he passes my pawn here, believing that he might get his 2 pawns here towards the king side, I might just have a victory here. But he doesn't do that. He takes, I take, and we decide on a draw.